How to manifest, how to get the things that you want without any blockages. I talk to a lot of spiritual practitioners. A lot of spiritual practitioners call me for readings. I just deal with a lot of spiritual people overall. And what I notice is that a lot of practitioners deal with blockages. They say, well, I've been manifesting and praying this, but it hasn't happened, And I'm going to go over some things that stop your manifestations and some things that affect your energy in such a way to where the things that you want to manifest, they never do. They don't come into fruition. So one of the things is controlling your energy. Learning to control your energy, because it takes your own divine energy to manifest the things that you want. And so I'm going to tell you some of the things that affect your divine energy, what you use to manifest in spells, what you use to manifest in prayers. That energy, your divine energy, is affected by many, 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 many things. And a lot of times we will realize the higher we ascend on our spiritual journey, the more protective and the more watchful we are of the energy that we give to others and that we share with others. And there's a very, very important reason why we do this. So the most well-known way that your energy can be interfered with or affected is when we have intimate relations with other people. Everybody knows when we share intimate moments with people in the bed, that is one of the ways that is the biggest transference of energy that you can do with another human being. If you lay down with the wrong human being and they have demons, negative spirits, all of that, we know that those can transfer onto us. Another way is just simply the people that you hang out with. You may not know it, but hanging out and spending time with people and sharing conversations, there's an energy exchange that goes back and forth just like this. Whoever you hang out with, where y'all going out to eat, y'all talking, wherever y'all do, there's an energy exchange that you don't see that's happening with people you hang out with. And if their energy is toxic, if it's lower vibrational, if they're envious of you, if inside they're hiding, they really don't want you to succeed, if they, are planning to steal your energy, then that affects your manifestations. Another way is the people that you talk to, conversations. I know all of y'all have heard move in silence. Everybody knows move in silence, but do you know why? Do you know why you move in silence? It's not just because the people are jealous of you and they're going to say negative things against it. And there's an energy exchange when you talk to somebody, whether you're in person or whether you're on the phone. Either way, energy is being exchanged. And it gets so deep. So I'll give y'all this one. How do y'all think that people do readings over the phone and give you an accurate reading without knowing what you look like? They've never seen you. They're just talking to you over the phone. There's an energy exchange that's happening, and that person is able to tap in the reader to give you an accurate reading. Also, if people are negative brujas or witches or spiritual practitioners, they can steal your energy through that conversation, or they can send demonic energy to you through that conversation. Now, I know a lot of y'all don't know that, but it's a true fact. Energy, it moves through sound. Spirit moves through sound. Everything is energy. And then, of course, you guys know if someone is, your reaction. What I meant to say is your reaction to things. The way you react to things affects your energy. The way you choose to react to someone when they're trying to make you mad, when they're trying to lie on you, when they're picking at you and poking at you, the way you react to it affects your energy. So if somebody is like talking down on me or, coming up to me, you said this, you trying to start a confrontation or argument or fight, they want me to react a certain way. They want me to get down and dirty and come up and, well, you did this and you. However, if I don't react that way and I choose to give them something that they don't want, meaning they want me to come back confrontationally, but I come back in the exact opposite way. So basically, I'm not giving them the energy that they want. I'm basically giving them what I want to give them, which is a disappointment. I can't explain this to you. That's why I'm going to like have a class about this. So if I come to them and instead of like arguing back, I say, well, I don't know, what you talking about? Really? And just laugh and walk away. I have now kept my energy balanced, and I have also taken some of their energy, and I've taken it. I've stole their energy. I took the energy that they wanted to steal from me, and I took some pieces of their energy. Now I'm going to take that energy and manifest with it. How did I take their energy? Well, now they're disappointed because I didn't react the way they wanted me to react. And in that emotion of disappointment that they have from me not feeding into the argument, now belongs to me. I can take that energy and use it to manifest greatness. That's how I manifest so many things that I manifest, is learning how to control your divine energy. So I'm going to give y'all a story time. And basically, you guys will let me know what y'all think, or if y'all have ever experienced something similar. So I've seen many times like evil spirits inside of people, just like a translucent spirit that I can see on someone. It's happened so many times. And those are the people, if I have other mediums or psychics in the room, or people that can see spirits, those are the people, when you see that type of manifestation on someone, those are the people that have the demonic or evil spirits attached to their being, when we can see them in the faces or in the presences of that person. And it used to happen to me, like there was a time where it was happening a lot. I can still see it to this day. It just happened to me a couple of days ago. But back when I was married to my husband, I remember there was a time we were sitting on the couch and I was talking to him, and all of a sudden I looked at him and there was like this evil, demonic looking spirit on his face. And I jumped back like, what? Like, what the hell was that? But I knew from that day, because my husband had never told me that he was into spirituality, that he practiced anything or anything like that. He never told me that his family was involved in like really high levels of voodoo, because his family was a very elite family in Africa. He never had told me that at this point where I saw that spirit in his face. It was years later when, something told me, just ask him, talk to him about it. Talk to him and ask him, if he'll admit to you. Because I knew he was involved into dark spiritual works. He just had never admitted it. He just had told me little stories about what happens in Africa. He never admitted to it. So one day we were hanging out and I was like, dude, like, what are these little plants that you keep in your pocket? Like, he never went anywhere without these plants in his pocket. And why do you always have to do this? And why do you have to do that? And this is before I started practicing, by the way, guys. I wasn't practicing anything. I was about 21 years old when all this went down. 22, something like that. So we're hanging out one day and I say, so does your family like practice voodoo or anything like that? Because I noticed like my energy would change when I was around him. I felt like I was being influenced. I felt all these things so many times. And he said, well, I'm not supposed to tell you about this. I'm not supposed to talk about this with you, but yes, my family does practice voodoo. We take the actual human head skulls, and they're all lined up on a mantle in my home, and we pray to them and we feed them. And I say, oh, okay. Then he told me when he was a child, his family locked him up in a room, in a dark room, and no food or nothing for like 11 days. And during that time, like there were 7 spirits in that room that they locked him in. And those seven spirits entered his body. And most people that go through that ritual go crazy, he said. They can't take it. But his ritual was successful. And those 7 spirits have been in his body ever since. And the purpose of those spirits is for him to get through school, to be protected, to be successful in life, to make sure that nothing gets in the way of his success. And that's basically what they were there for. So one of the things I used to do when I first started my spiritual journey and when we had broken up was I was trying to protect myself from this man. I just started practicing spirituality. I was probably like 25. I just started practicing. I was trying to protect myself from him. I knew very little, but it's like I would have things come to me and say, well, do this and see how he reacts. So something told me to burn sage every time he comes over my house, because he would come over to see my son or come over for different things to, pick up my son and I'd have to see him. So intentionally, I would burn sage in my house before he came over to visit. And I burned the sage and I burnt it and he came over. And when he came over, it's like he came in my door and almost coughed. He was like, what is that smell? What is that? And that's what he said. I said, it's sage. It's just a herb. It's just for cleansing. Ugh, it stinks. Oh my God. Like, he was going crazy. Most people that when something stinks, they just say, oh, it stinks, and they go on. He's like, oh, I got to get out of here. I'll talk to you later. Bye. And I was like, oh my God. He did that just from the smell of sage. So I did it a few more times because I really didn't want to, deal with him anyway. So I was like, well, he's coming over. Let me just go ahead and burn his sage so I can run him out of here real quick. So I would burn it either while he was there. I'd light it up while he was there and he'd just leave. Or I'd just light it up before he came and he would not be able to stay in my home very long at all. He would run away. And I'm just giving y'all this story time because I thought that was used to be hilarious. Remember I told y'all a story that's older on my page about the flying African mask. It's like I was learning different ways and different techniques on how to protect myself, how to manifest, and how to control my divine energy. But what I'm letting you guys know is that the people that you share your time with, the people that you talk to on the phone, the people that you react to, the people that you lay down with, all of these things affect your manifestations. All of these things affect your blessings. There's so many things that can be done. I know y'all have heard of X magic, when you lay down with someone magic. So many good things can happen to manifest powerful things with that. And so many negative things can happen to steal your energy, to plant evil spirits into you when you're laying down and having intimate relations with people. You gotta watch who you talk to, who you hang out with, who you share your energy with, who you lay down with, and who you give your time and what you react to. And that is what affects your manifestations, guys. So my advice is when you want to manifest something big in your life or great or new or different or something that might be a little challenging, go into hermit mode. Go into a mode where you're by yourself. You're not going out. You're not talking to anyone, really. You're moving in silence. And if you do end up talking to those people that call you that you know you shouldn't talk to, limit it very quick. Oh, got something to do. Sorry. Oh, something came up. Sorry. Oh, you got to control and protect your energy by any means necessary. And you got to be very protective of your energy for the things you want to manifest so it manifests smoothly. And until you get that down and have the discipline to be very watchful of your divine energy, things will be hard to manifest. So anyway, that's all I wanted to give y'all tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've experienced the same, and have a wonderful day.